Okay, you saw the title, you're probably triggered and you probably already disliked this video. I want you to stop what you're doing and just hear me out. First of all, I'm not saying this song is trash. I actually like this song quite a bit. It's grown on me listen to listen. But if you guys are aware, this song has been getting a lot of hate. I've seen a lot of memes like this. I've seen a lot of negative comments about the song. And as a seasoned Carti fan, someone who's been in the community since 2015, I've seen the changes of the Carti community and how they react to new music. And I'm going to explain why Carti fans are reacting so negatively to this new release today. So let's get into it.
My presence is a present cause I'm gifted. You gotta slow it down, bro. You got so many tickets. I work a 9 to 5 just so I don't get evicted. I would speak my mind more, but that's just too explicit. The way I'm living got my mama livid. We living in the world with the killers and the wicked. So many broken hearts, Bob the Builder couldn't fix it, man. 444, dog, I rap it till my mouth gets sore.
And before we start, I want to give a quick shout out to Between Studios for this comment right here. Yadiiiigg looking like a young Tim Westwood. Damn, I didn't even know I get down like that. You know, the big coming through with the lockdown. That was just a funny one. I thought I'd shout that out. Anyways, let's get back to it. Now, I want to take you guys back to 2017 when Playboi Carti dropped his self-titled debut project, which I'm sure a lot of you have heard. If you guys weren't around when this dropped, you wouldn't know this. There was actually a lot of backlash in the community when this dropped. And in my video on this right here, I gave the project a 9 at the time, and I got quite a bit of hate because, as I said, there was a lot of hate in the community towards this project. Look at this right here. Am I the only one who was actually disappointed? I didn't even have high expectations, and still, not good. If you honestly think this man delivered, you're out of your mind. Mixtape mediocre as fuck. Mediocre as fuck. So basically what happened here was, because Carti's sound throughout 2015 and 2016 sounded a particular way and was very different to what was on the self-titled project, there was a lot of hate because people wanted that old Carti. And then when he came out in 2017 and had Pierre production and came through with a slightly higher pitched voice and was rapping less, there was a vocal portion within the community that hated self-titled when it first dropped, which of course is very reminiscent of what's happening right now. And I want to say off the bat, before I delve into why people are hating on at me so much right now, I'm just talking to the Carti fans right now. I'm not talking to the mainstream audience. I'm talking to you if you've been on this channel before, because you guys have followed Carti's journey throughout a Whole Lotta Red, and most importantly, you've listened to the leaks. And that's really where the majority of the hatred towards this song stems from. If you've been listening to the leaks throughout the Whole Lotta Red era, you would have become accustomed to a certain sound. I'm talking songs like Buffy, Cancun, Molly, Neon, etc. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's that very Pierre influenced video game trap sound. So because we got leaks that sounded like all these songs right here, some people assumed, or some people wanted a Whole Lotta Red to continue on this sound right here. But when At Me actually came out, it was very apparent to me that it was a completely different sound, and it sounded nothing like these tracks right here. It didn't have that typical Pierre sound, that video game trap influenced sound that we've become used to, and that is mainly because Jetson Made production. Now, if you guys aren't aware of who Jetson Made is, Jetson Made of course did produce At Me, the new song from Carti, but look who else he's produced for. We're talking people like DaBaby, Roddy Ricch, Lil Keed, Jack Harlow, NBA Youngboy. We're talking huge artists with huge songs. Most importantly though, we're talking mainstream songs from mainstream artists. Now, the reason why this is so important to bring up is because it's clear with this sound right here that Carti's going for on At Me, it's much more of a mainstream friendly sound. It's much more aligned with those artists right there, and that's why it makes sense that Jetson Made produced it. So I think that right there is really where a lot of the hatred for this song is coming from, because some people who were listening to leaks like Buffy, Cancun, Molly, etc. became accustomed to that sound, really fell in love with that sound, and I completely understand why. That sound is absolutely amazing, and because they fell in love with that sound, they just expected Carti to continue on that sound, much like what happened with self-titled. When self-titled released, people were expecting old Carti to stay with that old Carti sound, and some people weren't open to the idea that he had changed, and that's what's happening right now in the community with At Me. Some people just aren't open to the idea of Carti changing and aren't receptive to this new sound. Well, the production is very interesting for a first single, and I'm curious to see what the rest of the album is going to sound like. But one of the most important things to mention as well is, despite the hate for the song, this song has been a huge success. At Me by Playboi Carti dethrones Tootsie Slide by Drake at #1 on the Apple Music Songs chart. That's huge. 5.1 million views in one day. That is colossal. Those are huge numbers and huge achievements for your first single back and your first commercial release in a couple of years or so. So overall, yeah, that's kind of just my perspective on why a lot of the hatred is happening within the Carti community right now. I just wanted to give you guys my perspective on it because, as I said, as someone who's been in the community since 2015, I feel as though I could provide a different perspective on this and show you guys that the hate for this song from some people really has happened in the past for Carti as well, and is always going to happen. We saw the same thing happen with Lil Uzi Vert and Eternal Take. When EA dropped, a lot of people hated it because it didn't sound like the leaks and it didn't sound like the songs they were expecting to be on there. But that's all from me today, guys. Let me know what you think about the song in the comments. I want to give a few quick shoutouts from my Instagram, yo. Let's give some shoutouts. Let's give some shoutouts to some recent followers. Thank you guys for following me recently. We have Visuals, we have Nate Solomon, we have Gideon, we have Finley.mm, we have Emilio, we have the Real Sarambo, we have FX Fenon. I don't know what that says. I'm not saying that one, but thank you guys very much. At yadiiiigg, if you don't follow your boy, make sure you go follow me and support. Also, you can see my Carti, Uzi, Travis merch pieces on screen right now. Link in the description. And of course, I'm pumping out the content for y'all. A lot more content on the way. Like button, hit that, subscribe as well. Turn on notifications. You guys know the go. And there are more videos of mine on screen right now. Make sure to check them out if you haven't.